Hi everyone, this is SportsReplays here. So another pathetic round, to be honest. Just seems to be getting worse and worse this season. She's doing a lot better by now. I've been doing this for a while now, Supercoach, and just seems to be getting just stalemate really. I've done well in the Supercoach BBL, finished 176 in that, but yeah. So look, yeah, I've gone up to 100, we've gone up to 44,000 now. It's just not good. Down in the ranks. Now we'll start off with Sheasel, 102 for VC, and a good first half, but sort of died away in the second half. So a bit disappointed with that. And then you got Max Holmes, sort of saviour of the round, 147. He might have been my top score, so happy with that. 79 for Robert, so he's actually gone down in value now, and yeah, he's dropped off the last two games. So I'm not too sure if he was a bit of a trap or he's not really gonna. He's going to average around 100. It's probably around about where he is at the moment. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. There's bigger issues in my side that I need to fix. So yeah, he's going to be a hold. I mean, he didn't play too bad, but he has done better. And this is where the problems start to begin. So we've got Fraser and DeConning. Two players that just, yeah. I really regret trading into Conning. I sort of thought it was a lot of other people were doing it. And it was mainly because he had that ruck role and he's going to get those premium minutes there. But yeah, he's just not performing well. So I'm probably going to have to get rid of him or Fraser this week. I'll have to get one of those two and probably upgrade him to a defender. Just simply because I can't have those two traps in the field. Fraser, I mean, he wasn't that bad, but yeah, 50 is not good enough. And then Rice, yeah, 89. Happy with that. And then another issue is here, Sullivan only 42, so his cash gen's going to stop. And then we've got Zach Reed, 104, which I didn't have on field, and you had DeConning or Fraser, so I lose 50 points from that, really. Which is very frustrating and sort of it's just annoying, Your player, it's just irritating. It was a good performance from S in defence. Much improvement in the last 2 weeks. It's phenomenal. Reed's really showing why he was picked that high, showing what he's made of, which is good. And then we've got Sarong, 103, and I'm a bit disappointed with this option here. I thought playing Richmond, he should get like 120, 130 at the minimum. But Brayshaw show the show, so if you had him as captain, you'd be laughing. You're doing way better than me. So look, that's just a bit irritating. 10-goal win doesn't guarantee, an excellent score sometimes. It's more of an even contribution when that happens usually. And then we've got Will Ashcroft for 112. He's doing well. Probably one of the few selections that actually turned out good for me. I think Connor Rosie bounced back 137, sort of saved my round for an even bigger disaster. So I'm happy with that. He's a hold for now. He absolutely destroyed Hawthorn the first half. And Oliver, 86, he's actually gone down in price this week. He's not performing terrible, but he's not performing that great. Just mediocre, and he still hasn't gone to that new heights. Well, his height where he was before he had his off-field issues. So I think Oliver, he's probably going to be a hold at the moment. There's no real reason to get rid of him at this stage because he hasn't made enough money or it hasn't been a complete disaster. And there's bigger issues. If you've chosen all your selections correctly, you could probably move him on potentially. But I've got bigger issues. And one of those is Finn Callaghan. Now, he was all right this week, but he was poor for the last 2 weeks, so he's gone down in value. I still think he's a good player. He has improved from last year. I just think it might take a bit of time. He's going to be a hold. Main reason is there's just bigger issues in my side, and I'd rather have the rookies off field, than a mid-pricer or fake primo, you want to call it. And then Ashcroft, 90. So Levi Ashcroft's has bounced back the last 2 weeks. That's a decent score. So he's a hold for now. And then Moraz, disappointing, 42. So he's sort of slowed down his cash generation. He's another player that we're going to have to hold or just maybe trade. Probably a hold this week. I mean, you could moving on, but there's a few other players. I still think if he has another half-decent game, who'd a Port play? They got Siniar. It's an average matchup. Probably not an ideal position. So, I mean, look, it's probably a hold. I still reckon you can get 1 or 2 good games out of him. And he may go up if he keeps his spot. And then Clay Hall, brought him in because he was cheap. And I thought, okay, yeah, why not? And look, he's made a bit of money. Wasn't that great. Lost 10 points with Max Hall, who's done all right. Been an okay selection. 62 and a loss is not too bad. So he's probably going to hold his spot, most likely. Then Henderson, probably the worst pick this. Yeah, lowest score on my team. So, yeah, 13s is not good enough. He's going to be losing money. And he's probably going to be going out. Or he's not going to be either a dead rookie or he's going to get dropped. Because, yeah, Melbourne's just in all sorts of problems at the moment. Again, they win more inside 50s, but they lose by a significant margin. It's happened multiple times in a row now. So, I mean, it's not really his fault, sort of the leaders, but yeah, he's probably going to be another dead rookie. We've got Camporelli, he's not playing, so he's a dead rookie. So we've got a few issues there now with cash gen. And then on to the rucks. Then trading him in for Flynn. I reckon that was a good option because, yeah, Flynn just isn't getting a game. And I might as well just take the more safe option, which I should have done to begin with. But, yeah, what do I know? I'm an idiot. Sherry, 83. He's been a bit disappointing this season compared to last year. To be fair, he did play, Wits is, a good ruckman. So hopefully we'll have an easier opposition. He's got Tom Conconny next week, so that's going to be an interesting matchup against one another. I don't think those two will really score that too well. Who knows? It's going to be tough for both. If you've gone with a pod option, you might even be better off this week. And Horn Francis bounces back again. And the people who traded him out look like idiots. So, yeah, 119. That's a good game from him. Happy with that. Branken, 91. Just a standard score. McRae, 70. Probably, I think that's his worst score this season. So, a bit disappointing. Just like St Kilda. Hopefully, it's just a one-off game. But he's done really well so far. One of the highest forwards we've seen in a while. No, he's not really a forward, but in terms of Supercoach, and same with Daniel, doing really well. And yeah, that's the reason why we picked him. Elite kick of the ball. This is the main reason why he's on an AFL list. And then Bailey Humphrey's gone up in price, but he's probably going to stay there now, simply because he has average the last 2 weeks. So he's going to be a hold or a trade out, but he's probably going to be a hold because I just think there's other options I want to trade out first. And then we've got Davidson, 61, who's sort of dropped off the last couple of weeks. Had one good game, but then he's sort of been mediocre. So he's probably another player you have to trade off. Then we've got Kako and Stone. So what I'm going to do this week, it's kind of difficult, to be honest with you, who I'm going to actually get rid of. I know who I do want to bring in. That's the easy part. There's probably quite a lot of players I do want to get removed out, really, but I can't do that at once. So, I mean, I could do a boost, which is probably... I might do it next week, to be honest with you. I just think this week's just a bit frustrating. It really is. You plan more than some other people and you just don't get the reward. It's just the players, like, false hope with Callahan. Fraser had first couple games and he's died off. DeConning has started off well in the first few games and just fades out. It's players like that start off with well in the first 2 games and then drop off after. And that's the real problem. Now, look, I'm not saying these are bad players. Like, Fraser's still young. Same with DeConning, he's still fairly young. And Callahan's still fairly young. These aren't bad players. They're just, there's just a lot of competition in those sides. Who I'm going to get rid of first? Probably ideal to get now. Fraser, I've already lost money on him now. Decotting, I might be either break even, maybe just a loss. Probably want to get rid of decotting. I'm not too sure really out of these two, either one of them. Who do Bulldogs play? St Kilda, probably an easier matchup, although they do have McRae and a few other decent players there. And then Geelong, who do they've got? Hawthorn. So it's not going to be an easy matchup either. Ruck, Meek's probably not the best option. Ooh, who knows? I mean, probably got a better role. Still think Fraser, though, can have a few good games. So what I'll do, I'll either trade one of them out for a Jordan Clark. Say I trade out DeConning, although he's got a better role. So I trade out Fraser. And then we bring in, what's his name from Freo? Jordan Clark. He's dropped down a little bit in price. Pick him. Maybe even Dale, potentially. He's a bit cheaper, 147. And that should solve that problem. And then the other issue is, could probably get rid of Stone for Cleary. Or I could bring in another midfielder. Never, no, bring 80k and I'll make another upgrade next week. Trade out Stone for Cleary. Caden Cleary. Even if he plays, get that extra money. That will save up a nice trade next week to do. Probably need another strong midfielder in, I reckon. Just don't have enough primos. Just another option as well to score points. Seems like my forward line is better than my midfield at the moment, which is probably one of the rarest things I've seen in Supercoach. You rarely ever see the forward line outscore the midfield unless someone kicks a bag. So that's what I'll probably do next week. I'll probably maybe get rid of one of the midfielders here and trade him up. I'll just have to wait and see who I'm going to get rid of because Sullivan's probably going to go down to in price. And if there's another player in the bubble, I'll probably trade them in. Oh, yeah, disappointing this week. Really, yeah. I might not even make a video next week. Who knows? If I do, it's probably going to be late next week. I'm not too sure. If it's just a good, decent week next week, we'll probably do one. But it's probably that might be it for me for the year, really. Unless things improve, there's no point me really doing this. I don't know what it is with AFL Supercoach. Always start off slow. With BBL, it's a different story. I seem to did a lot better with that. So I don't know what it is, even though I've been doing AFL Supercoach longer and I'm more passionate about it. But I mean, in VC and captain option, who knows at this stage. Probably I could put the VOC on him. I really don't have really many other options. Freo Melbourne, yeah. I just had to gamble Sarong again. I mean, actually, Freo have probably had the 3 easy sides in a row now. They're going to have, they played Bulldogs and they played West Coast the other week. So they had a fairly easy run the last few weeks, other than the Bulldogs. Could be better, but I might even do a video later on this week. Who knows? Yeah, what I'm going to do. All right, well, thank you for watching and hope you had a better week than I did.